Fairy and the Woodcutter. Once upon a time, a kind-hearted woodcutter was chopping wood in the forest. Yo-heave-ho! Yo-heave-ho! A deer ran to the woodcutter and said, "Help! Help! A hunter is chasing me!" So the kind-hearted woodcutter hid the deer. Soon after, the hunter showed up and asked, "Have you seen a deer running over here?" The woodcutter pointed. "Uh-huh, try that way." When the hunter left, the woodcutter helped the deer out. The deer said, "Thank you for helping me." And the deer took the woodcutter to a small pond.
This is where the fairies bathe. If you hide one of their winged gowns, you can marry a fairy. But don't give it back to her until she has 3 children,
said the deer. When it got dark, the woodcutter crept to the pond. Just as the deer said, beautiful fairies were bathing in the pond. "All right, I'll hide one of the gowns." The woodcutter hid and waited for the fairies to finish bathing after hiding one of their gowns. When the fairies finished bathing, they flew back into the sky. But only one fairy was left behind.
"Oh no! My winged gown is missing!"
Then the woodcutter showed up and said, "I have your winged gown, so please be my wife." The fairy had no choice but to become the woodcutter's wife, and she gave birth to 2 children. Sad-faced, the fairy one day said, "Can you please show me my winged gown?" The woodcutter felt sorry for her, so he took out the winged gown and showed her. As soon as the fairy saw the winged gown, she was delighted and said, "Oh, my winged gown! Please, let me try it on just once." The fairy went up to heaven in her winged gown, holding her 2 children in her arms. The woodcutter went to find the deer and asked for help.
"The fairies carry water using a bucket. Tonight, a big bucket will come down into the pond. And if you get into the bucket, you will find the fairy and the children,"
the deer said. The woodcutter was able to get to heaven with the help of the deer. The woodcutter met the fairy and the children in heaven and lived happily ever after.
Aliceballet.